All right, guys. It's so nice to see you again. Awesome. Okay, let's get ready. We're going to start by sitting up nice and straight in our seat. Yeah, there we go. Sit up nice and straight. And we just want to begin by relaxing our body. We want to start to just ease into this idea of coming to practice. All right. Start out with breathing, concentrated breaths. Breathing in a way that supports us throughout this practice. As you sit up a little bit taller, you allow for more breath to come through the body. So just be mindful of that. As you breathe in, sit up taller, breath is able to travel through the chest into the belly a little bit better. At the same time, you can relax your sits bone and your hips and maybe tuck them into a position that helps you in sitting up straight. So if you're hunched over, maybe prop yourself up a little bit, or if you're overly bent, try to bring in the belly just a little bit. Also going to make sure our feet are about hips width apart. Beautiful. And let the feet just sink into the floor. So as you're taking these breaths, try to really truly let go on the exhale. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the legs, feeling the feet sink in to the floor, feeling your bottom sink into the chair. If you like to take your hands, place them on your belly, you can do so now. And just start to notice the breath. Close the eyes if you like. Inhale, breathing in. And exhale, breathing out. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale, breathing out. And do this a few more times. Take another breath. And if you like, you can open the eyes. You can take your thumb and your index finger, on your ring finger. We're going to do some alternate nostril breathing. Keep them propped up while you take your middle finger and your index finger, and they point down, okay? Your pinky doesn't really do anything. It just kind of wiggles back and forth, all right? So we're going to take our ring finger, we're going to place it on the same side as our nose or the opposite side of our nose, okay? So our hand might be our left hand. We'll go over to the right. And then you will breathe in and out, and then you can alternate over to the thumb. Now you can do this a couple of ways. You can either do one breath, one movement, or you can do a full breath and then the movement, okay? So do this about 15 times. What this does is it helps to decrease anxiety. It's really, really a good way to also just calm the mind. It's a nice little technique that I like a lot. Good job. Say about 5 more. Awesome. Good job. Good job. You can stop now. We're going to take the same idea of our breath, this ability to concentrate our breath, and we're just going to start to bring it into bigger movements. So let's start out by warming up the neck, using the breath to help assist us with our neck. So we're going to take our chin, drop it down to our chest. Now feel the nice breath come in through the body. And when you feel it go in through the neck, you're going to actually feel the back of your neck expands. And then on the exhale, release and let your chin sink a little bit more into your chest. And we're going to take our right ear. We're going to bring it over to our right shoulder. We're going to relax our left arm. We're just going to stay here for a few moments, keeping the body propped upright, but just keeping the ear tilted towards the shoulder and just breathe. Maybe even smile while you're doing this. See if every time you exhale, you can relax your shoulders a little bit more. Your shoulders are not keeping your head up. Your neck is just part of that process. Your shoulders are actually isolated. They're not really doing anything. And just breathe. Coming into this yoga, this unity of breath, this unity of the pose. Take the chin, tuck it back down into the center chest and pause, taking a breath. And then bring your left shoulder to your left ear and do the same thing again. Really try to relax that right shoulder down. Has a tendency to want to run up. You want to just relax it down, no force. Keep breathing. Chin back down to the chest. We're going to roll right over, coming right over to the right shoulder, and then come back down to the chest. One breath, one movement. Then the left ear to the left shoulder. And we go back and forth. You don't have to go up yet. Just match the breath with your movement. One more. All right, come bring the right ear back to the right shoulder. Take the right hand, raise it up, lay it down so it rests on the left side of the head. Again, this whole idea of the shoulder on the opposite side, you want to keep that heavy. So you're not letting it interfere with this practice. It's not interfering with this pose, I should say. And just breathe, letting gravity do the work for you. Take that right hand, raise it up. We're going to let it come back down, laying it by our right thigh, or actually bringing our hand to our right thigh. Then chin comes down to the center chest. And we're going to come over to the opposite side. Left ear to the left shoulder. Left hand lifts, and then it lays down on the right side of the head. You're going to just release it to the right side of the head. Breathe in these nice deep breaths. Every pose is important. Every breath is important. Take that left hand, lift it up, and just let it lay back down onto the left thigh. Take your chin, bring it down to the chest. We're going to start going into a few cat-cows. So we're still sitting up nice and straight. Only the chin is into the chest. Slowly, we're going to hunch the back in this shape that it starts to kind of arch, going towards the chair behind us. Chin into the chest. We're basically cradling in. So you want to think about cradling in. You can see your belly button and all of that. Then slowly we start to lift up, take our head up, belly tucks forward, back body bends, head goes up towards the ceiling. Yes, beautiful, beautiful. Come back forward, chin to the chest, belly tucks in. Coming back forward, lifting up, cat-cow. And then we pull back. Beautiful. Do 2 more of those on your own. Beautiful. And then on your last one, come back to center. Grounding yourself here. Noticing the way your shoulders feel and the way your neck feels. We're going to do a little bit of shoulder work. Take your shoulders, lift them up to your ears. You can keep your hands on your thighs or drop them by your side. And then tuck them back. Inhale, rolling up. Exhale, back. Keep moving. And then forward we go. So we're taking those shoulders, bringing them forward. Now the chest tucks inward. Good job. Now let's just bring that out, bringing our arms up, bringing our hands up. We're gonna flatten those hands like they're parallel with the floor beneath us. We're gonna bring those shoulders up towards the ears, and then on the exhale, lower them down. Inhale, lifting up, shoulders to the ears. Exhale, lowering them down slowly on that exhale. When you finish that exhale, you start to come back up after the pause, and then reverse. Now the goal is to not do this. You want to just take it slow. Inhaling and exhaling. Now we're going to take our hands and flip them up to the sky. And now we're going to bring them up overhead. Yep, I've seen some of you guys doing it already. Roll the shoulders back. Beautiful. Look up, gaze up. Ah, wonderful. And exhale, hands come down. And we're going to bring them all the way down, letting the arms linger, right? And then shake it out. You haven't shook it out yet. All right, let's go on and let's do that again. We're going to take our arms, lift them up, reach them up overhead. Keep in mind that steadiness with the breath. Roll the shoulders away from the ears, look up, gaze up. If you want to add in a back bend, you can, looking up. Full breath, fully mindful of your breath. And then exhale, and the hands just start to slowly lower down by your sides. Inhale, lift up. Arms lift. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Look up, gaze up. And exhale, arms come down. Once again, by your side. Last one. This time we're going to go up, and we're going to actually take our hands and we're going to interlace the fingers. Press the palms up towards the ceiling. Roll the shoulders back away from the ears. Sit up a little bit taller, lifting up through our pelvic bowl. And then we're going to lean to our left. Pivot open on the right side. Gazes up towards the ceiling. Breathe in and out. Breathing in and out. Come back to center. Inhale once again. Gazes up. And then exhale, we're going to bring our hands down by our side. Slowly lowering them down, and then we're going to shake that out. Breathe in and out. Slowly, let's come back up. Once again, bringing those arms, lifting them, reaching them up high overhead. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up towards the ceiling. Lean over towards the right side this time. Pivot open on that left shoulder. Look up, gaze up. Eyes is up. You're seeing the inside of your left arm. Propping yourself up through your rib cage. You're going to lift up through that extension and then come back to center. Breathing in and out, look up, gaze up, and hands come down again by the side. Now your arms should really be feeling the burn. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our hands, bring them behind us, interlace the fingers, draw the shoulders down, pulling them down away from the body, gaze is up. Inhaling and exhaling as we breathe in and out. Now, if you want to go in for a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can lift your arms up, find any range that works best for you. And you can even bring your belly towards your thighs, but you don't have to. If you want to go for less, you can just let your hands lay there on your sacrum, that lowest part of your back body where your spine is. Okay, so we have range here, and bring your arms down by the side and shake them out. All right, beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's do some kind of side stretches. So take our knees, bring them together. All right. Arms rise, reach up overhead. And this time I want you to take your body, pivot it over towards the right side, and then take your arm, your left arm, and just bring it to the outside of your left leg. Keep your right arm up. And breathe. Imagine that that breath is making it from your lowest fingertip, which is on your left side, and going all the way up to the tippity top of your right fingers. So it kind of flows the full length of your arms. All right, we're gonna come back through, lifting up those arms, and we're gonna do the other side, pivoting over to the left, taking the right arm, placing on the outside of the left leg, gaze is up, the left hand is up, looking up, breathing into the fingertips. Come back to center. Let's do that again. But this time we're just gonna flow right into it. If you can go a little bit deeper, that's great. If not, don't worry about it. Remember, you can even just have your hands to the outside, but you just really want to feel that twist. So really pivot open on that right shoulder. Come back to center, and then we'll just go swoop right over, just like an airplane is going on each side. All right, it's just going to the left and going to the right. And come back up, arms come back up, and hands come down by the side. Shake it out. Now, when you shake it out, it should feel a little bit different. You should have a little bit more space in that spine. Awesome. Okay, open up those legs. Let's take our hands, bring them onto the chair. Let's lift up our heels. So just see my toes. Lift up our heels, keep the toes down on the ground. And then gently lower the heels to the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do that again, but I want you to squeeze your core as you lift up the heels. Inhale and breathe in. Squeezing that belly. And then on the exhale, start to lower down slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, 2 more times. Inhale and breathe in. And if you can go up a little bit higher, those balls that are on the bottoms of your feet, those are the front balancing balls. I really want you to place your feet onto those and then slowly lower down and try to just be steady. No dropping the heels. Last one, make it your own. Squeezing the core. The core is essential to balance. It's also essential to lifting up your lower part of the body. And then slowly lower down. Then we're going to just kind of pivot back, just leaning back in our chair a little bit, taking our heels, placing them on the ground, just lifting up our feet a little bit, and then slowly lowering it down. Coming back to center. Do this 3 more times. Inhale and breathe in. Exhale and breathe out. Inhale and breathe in. Exhale and breathe out. Just kind of rocking back and forth. Last one. All right, take your right foot, lift it up, and now just start to rotate those ankles. All right, you don't have to go super high, even if your foot has to kind of be heel on the ground, that's fine. But if you can lift it up, and then do the other foot, the left leg. Good. All right, good job. Our whole body is nice and warmed up now. So let's go through our first flow sequence of the class. All right, arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead. Now we can really feel a little bit of our bodies go high in the air, back bend slightly, gaze is up, chin is up. Exhale, forward fold, bringing the belly towards the thighs. Inhale, half lift, flat back, stay here. Stay here for a moment. Squeeze the core, allow the belly muscles to wrap around the back body. Sit up a little bit taller in your seat. Roll the shoulders back away from the ears. Allow the hands to be parallel. This is taking our bellies and it's making it stronger, but I also want you to just notice your feet. Really press your feet into the ground. Anytime you're coming up through your forward fold or you're coming into a half lift, flat back, you're going to be pressing into those feet. The balls on the feet, the heel on the feet, everything we just activated in our warm-up. Just notice it. Really press your feet down. Slowly start to lower, steady. All right, belly back to the thighs, chin to the chest. And breathe. Now you can just hang around here for a second, no rushing. Chin to the chest, let your arms dangle, maybe even have them go back and forth. And let them go. All right, pressing your feet into the ground, half lift, flat back, but come all the way up through it. And we know the deal. Come up, arms up overhead, reaching up high. Bring the hands down through heart center or by your side. Good job. Inhale, arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Stay there, let your head hang heavy. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead. Gaze up high. Hands come down through heart center. 2 more times. Inhale, arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach up high, overhead. Last one, make it your own. I'll just do the inhale, exhale. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Beautiful. And then hands come down by the side and shake it out. All right, arms come up, lift up in front of you, roll the shoulders back away from the ears, sit up strong in your belly. Yes, strong in your belly. All right, roll the shoulders away from the ears. Take the right hand, sky flip the palm. This is one of my favorite poses. One of my favorite pose sequences is for hand yoga. Take your left hand, flop it underneath, pull back on those fingertips. And begin to breathe in and out. When you're ready, you can start to do the rotations, matching the breath with the movement. Try not to hold the breath. Beautiful, beautiful. Pull back, one full hand. And then exhale, rotate the hands back down. Shake it out. And also shake out your hands. Okay. Arms come up, reaching, not overhead, sorry. Arms come up in front of you, roll the shoulders away from the ears. Take your left fingertips, you can wiggle them just so you know you're on the right side. Sky flip the hand. Take the right hand, plop it underneath, pull back on those fingertips. And breathe. And when you're ready, start your circles with each one of your fingers. Until you get to the thumb. And then pull back. All right. And you can just rotate it down, shake it out, and shake out your hands. Really just shake it off. Imagine like there's thoughts on there that you're just trying to think about, and you want to just go away. Just go away right now. That's how you do it. Yeah, beautiful. All right, good job. Good job. You can take your hands too and just kind of move the fists together. Keep your fingers limber. Beautiful. All right. Next, let's take our hands, bring them back out once again. We're going to take the right fingertips, wiggle them, bring them on top of the left shoulder. Left hand comes underneath. This is one of my favorite poses. So we're going to do the eagle pose today, but if you can't do the eagle pose, what you can do is keep your elbows up and just act like you're hugging yourself. You just want to keep them up away from the chest. So there's this space. You can drop your chin into your chest, that's fine. And that's actually where we want to do, okay? We want to be able to look down through that hole, but you don't want to cut it off. All right, for those who want to do the bind, that's the eagle bind. You can take your hands and then bring them up and come into your bind. Okay, your legs are about hips width apart. And we're going to slowly start to lift up our elbows using our shoulders, chin stays tucked into our chest. And then we're going to lean forward slowly until we lay our bellies on our thighs. Elbows hang over the chest. And they're just hanging over. You're still in your bind. You're still holding onto your shoulders. And breathe. Slowly come up, squeezing the core, pressing your feet into the ground, using that belly strength, and then lift those elbows back up overhead to the ceiling. Come back down to center. If you're in the bind, come back to hugging yourself. Chin stays into the chest. And then slowly unwind the arms. All right, let's do the other side. All right, arms come up in front of us. Take the left fingertips, place it on top of the left shoulder. The right hand this time goes underneath and it scoops around. If you want to come in for the bind, come in for the bind, chin into the chest. All right, you can stay holding yourself as like you're hugging yourself or come in for the bind. And we're going to lift up, back bending slightly. And then that's going to be a lift off to come down, placing the belly on top of the thighs. Elbows hang over the legs. Nothing to do and nowhere to go but to just stay here. Slowly, we're going to come up, pressing our feet into the ground, squeezing our core. Elbows rise up. When we come back to center, relax the shoulders, the arms, and then unwind. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Bring the hands to the thighs, take the chin to the chest, and now come up for a few head rolls. One breath, one movement. Now that your shoulders are a little bit looser, these head rolls you can go in a little bit deeper with these head rolls. We're going to take our chin and bring it right in between our shoulder and the mid chest. All right, so it's like we're looking down the right side of our body. And you can drop your hands by your sides. Now what this does is it helps to just stretch out that nerve that comes down your back body all the way down into your lower back on the opposite side. And then you take your chin to the chest and we come over to the other side, the left side, and we're not exactly at our shoulder and we're not down the middle. We're looking right down the mid part from each side. Well, from the left side. Drop the hands by the side. This time you're going to probably feel it more on the opposite side of the body, coming down the right, all the way down into like the right hip. Come back to center. Take the gaze up, arms come up, reaching up high overhead. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to come down into our flow. Half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. Keep the hands up there. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Take the right fingertips and then just bring them down your back. Okay? So your right fingertips come down your back. Your left hand goes right on top of your elbow. And then you can just kind of push it down. And you're going to feel this nice stretch right there on the tricep. Now I want you to take that left hand, and it was right up here. Now I want you to bring it around like you're going to try to reach for your hands and your back. If you want to just keep your hands there like this, you can, or if you want to grab your clothing, you can do that too. Now it's like you're stretching your bicep, but you're also, your bicep and then also your tricep. Okay. So the bicep on your right arm, on your left arm, and then the tricep on your right. Unwind the hands. Bring the arms up overhead. Take the left fingertips, wiggle them, and bring the left hand down. Right fingertips come on top. There we go. And you're just pressing it down. Remember, you're stretching that tricep. Then you're going to take that right hand and you're going to come behind you. And if you can, grab your fingers. That's great. If you can't, remember that's fine. And each side of the body is different. Like I couldn't do it on the other side, but I could do it on this side. That doesn't mean you have to do it. Try to sit up straight though. I see people leaning over. Hold your shirt. If you can't reach your fingertips, hold your shirt. One more breath and unwind. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's go through a flow again. Arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead. Bring the hands down through heart center. Sit up nice and tall. And pause for a moment. And just set an intention for the rest of this class. Whatever it is that you want to get out of it, just take that moment, bring it into the space, and allow your breath to support you. For the next pose, we're going to do some twists. So if you want to close your legs, you can, or if you want to keep your legs open, hips width apart, you can do that. We're going to start out on the right side. So we're going to pivot our body, and with our hands still in palm, with our palms still pressed, look over towards the right side. Come back to center. And then we're going to come over to the left. Come back to center. And we're going to come to our right. Stay right there for me a second. Sorry. Somebody decides to do their lawn. All right, bring the hands down. You're looking over that right side. You're just going to drop your hands down. Looking over. Just try to take your gaze over the right shoulder. Hand can come down to the chair or it can come behind you. And breathe. Just going to pause and hold it for a few moments. We're going to take our hands, bring them back to heart center, still looking over to the right side, and then just drop our left elbow on our legs. If your legs are closed together, that's good. Wherever your elbow goes, that's where you place it. Otherwise, if you can, try to get it to go over to the opposite thigh. So left elbow to the right thigh. Right elbow's up in the air and gaze is up. Squeeze the core, try to remain fully active. Keep your feet pressed into the ground. Squeeze the core, come back up. Bring the hands back down and just relax. Completely relax and let it go. No force. Wherever your head goes is where your head goes. Try to relax the shoulders just a little bit more. And then gently, we're going to pivot our bodies and come back to center. Beautiful. All right. Take our arms, reach up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. Bring your hands down through heart center, remembering your intention. Right? Sometimes we set it and we forget it, but let's see if we can remember it. And then we're going to pivot our bodies and look over to the left. Remember, if you want to take your feet, legs together, you can, or you can keep them apart, your preference. And then drop your hands gently to the outside of your left leg. Take your left hand, bring it behind you, and take that gaze behind your left shoulder. So you're looking over your left shoulder. And just stay here for a few moments. We're going to just slowly start to allow the breath to loosen the spine. We're going to then bring our hands, bring them to heart center, still looking over to the left. And wherever that elbow is, we're going to bring it down. If you need to bring your knees together, you can. If you can hook it over, the left elbow hooks over, the right elbow, right elbow hooks over the left leg. That's great. Left elbow's up in the sky. If you can't hook it over and your right elbow is resting on your right thigh or resting on your left, that's okay too. All right. You just have a goal. You might get there one day. It might be part of your destination. It might not be. And use your breath. Continue to squeeze in through that core. Keep your feet on the ground. Maybe pressing more into the balls of your feet, the heels, the toes. Notice how that helps you to kind of lift up a little bit more and take that pivot up a little bit higher. So when you're looking up, you're really taking that gaze towards the left side, looking over that left shoulder. And then slowly we're going to come back. Still looking over to our left side, dropping our hands to the outside of the left leg. And no force here, no force. We're going to still try to kind of look over our shoulder, but if it doesn't, that's okay. And just get a sense of what that feels like. Slowly, we're going to come back to center. Arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. And then bring the hands down to the chair. Let's see what time it is. All right, we're going to do a pose before we go to standing. We're going to have a short standing sequence, but I want to stretch out our legs a little bit before we do that. I want to try to get it in. Let me just say I want to try to get it in. All right, so we're going to start out with the right foot. So kick the right foot forward and then bring the heel down onto the ground. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands to the opposite thigh. You can stay just like this, or you can start to lean forward just enough so that you feel a stretch in your hamstring. You want to stretch out that back part of the knee. Has a tendency to have a really short tendon if you don't stretch it. And that can cause a lot of issues in your hamstrings and in your lower back. So before we do anything, let's just stretch that out a little bit to prep it. Come back up. Bring that foot back. Left foot kicks out in front of you. Heel comes down onto the ground. Bring your hands to your thighs. To your right thigh. Press your belly forward. Again, stretching out the back of the left leg. Being gentle, you don't have to go far. For those who are really flexible, that it's different for you, right? You might be completely belly to the thigh. For less flexible people, you might just be tilting forward. All right, bring that foot back up. Good job. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. This time, take your opposite foot, lay it on top. All right, so right foot is in front of you first. The left foot leg lays on top. Your toes are waving hello. And then relax them. So relax the toes, relax the ankles. And then lean forward. And you can take your hands and drop them by your sides, or you can continue to hold on to your chair. Your choice. And you're just in this nice resting kind of pose. Slowly come back, belly, chest, and head. Bring your left foot back and then your right. Just gather yourself together. We're going to take our left foot, place it out in front of us. Take our right foot, cross it on top. The toes start out by saying hello. So you get comfy in your seat. All right, then you can relax the ankles a little bit and start to lean forward. And breathe. And slowly come up. Belly, chest, and then head. And bring both feet back to hips width apart. All right, so let's go through a flow. Inhale, arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up slowly. Arms rise, reach up, lift up, gaze is up. Lean, maybe to the left and right. Do any stretches that you feel like you need to do standing here, and then bring your hands by your side and come behind your chair. I'm just gonna adjust this just a little bit so that we're good. You can see my feet. Great. All right. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Let's do a few. I think my lighting is off a little bit. There we go. Sorry, I'm battling sound, I'm battling light, I'm battling everything right now. It's crazy. I'm sorry if you hear the lawnmower. There's nothing I can do about it. The guy, I don't even know where they're coming from. I just know that they do this a lot. All right, so we're gonna take our right foot. We're gonna keep it up by the chair. And we're gonna take our left foot and we're gonna bring it behind us. Gently start to sit in to your knee on your right side so that you're in a side angle pose with your leg. If you're looking at it from this perspective, there's space in between my feet. So you're not like this, you're holding on to the chair and you have space. Your left foot is behind you at about a 45-degree angle. All right. So we can make sure that our knee is stacked on top of that ankle on the right side. And then we can come up into our warrior pose. So we're going to get started into our warrior sequence. Tuck the belly in, squeeze the thighs, press a little bit more into your legs. And if you want to do the modified warrior, you hold on with one hand, take that left hand up, reach it up high overhead. Making sure that your hips are square with the chair, bump your right hip back. All right, bring that left hip forward. And then we're going to exhale and open up into warrior two. Now you can change your stance into warrior two. You want to continue to hold on to the chair, you can with the right hand. If you want to do it without the chair, but you just want the chair kind of in that area, you can lift up both hands. Warrior two, gazes over your right shoulder. So those are your options. Slowly, we're gonna bring our right shoulder down like we're coming towards our thigh and then lift up, taking our right hand up overhead, bringing our left hand down our leg. Now, if you're holding on to the chair, your fingertips are just on the chair with your right hand. They're at the tippity top though. And this is our reverse warrior. Exhale, come back into warrior two. Pivot around, warrior one. Bring your hands to the top of the chair. Bring both feet up to meet each other. Mountain pose. And then we're going to come right into the other side. Keep the left foot by the chair. Take the right foot back. All right, sinking down now on the left knee. Your left knee is stacked on top of your left ankle. Your right foot is behind you at a 45-degree angle. Square your body with the chair in front of you, bumping back on the left hip this time, bringing that right hip in alignment with the chair. Come into warrior one. Squeeze the belly, squeeze the thighs, squeeze the glutes. Imagine that there's a block or a ball in between your legs and sit up a little bit higher. Allow for your chest to lift up and extend. Breathing in and out, and then on the exhale, pivot open into warrior two. If you're in modified warrior two, your hand is still on the chair. If you're in a full warrior two, your hand is extended. Left hand forward, right hand back. Slowly lean forward, bringing your body towards the chair, and then come back into reverse warrior, either lifting up your hand overhead or bringing your fingertips to the edge of the chair. Right hand comes down the thigh. All right. We're going to come back into warrior two, and then back into warrior one. Take both hands, bring them back to the top of the chair, mountain pose. And let's do one downward dog before the end of class. So come back about a step, about a foot or two. Bring your head to the top of the chair and just kind of walk it out a little bit. Kind of loosening up that lower back body, or bringing your hands down to the top of the chair. Your choice. That's the advanced pose, or head to the top of the chair. That's the other pose. One more breath. And then slowly come up. Take your time and prepare to come back into the chair. Sitting down. Relaxing the body. If you have any last minute poses that you'd like to take, this is the time to go ahead and do so. Anything that you would like to do. Whether you want to stretch or just maybe you want to just get yourself ready for Savasana in a certain position, that's fine too. And you can just breathe. Just make sure you're breathing while you do it. Beautiful. I love when you guys pick your own poses. You do stuff that I'm not even thinking about. So, beautiful. And breathe. All right, we're going to come into our Savasana. Allow yourself to get comfortable in the seat. If you want to lean your back up against the chair, you can. Continue to relax the shoulders, relax the legs. Let the tongue fall away from the top of the mouth. If you like to close your eyes, close your eyes. You can start off with congratulating yourself on a job well done. You didn't have to come to class today, but you did. And with each breath, continue to bring that attention that you set into the space. And for the remainder of this class, allow yourself to just be here, be present, and embrace this Savasana. You earned it. Continue to breathe. When you're ready, you can begin to kind of wiggle your toes and your hands. Take a few more intentional breaths with this idea of resetting to the space and world around you. You can open your eyes. I thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Rochelle.
You're welcome. And I'm sorry. Last
See you
time
next
I
week.
hung up by accident. I was like, oh my gosh, how do I go back? How do I go back?
It's happening to me all week. I don't know. There is something wrong if I start a Zoom or the Wi-Fi.